It's the Big Rich Live on the Mike Radio Show here on YouTube. The real news and strong opinions given here. A platform to chop up game with the family, you dig?
What's good, people? What's good, people? Big Rich here, and welcome to the Big Rich Live on the Mike Radio Show. It's the Hump Day edition, y'all. I'm going to make this real quick because I got other stuff to do. I got so much stuff to do. So I was thinking about or contemplating not doing the show because I'm so swamped. I have so much stuff to do for the day to get ready for tomorrow, for this weekend. We got our first photo shoot Monday. That's BT Behind the Lens Productions. That's what we got our first official photo shoot Monday. So I'm ripping and running, trying to get things together, make sure the legal paperwork is together and all that type of stuff right there. So I wasn't going to do a show, but I got so much chatter about this decision that the Golden State Warriors are going to have to make now that they're champions, if they're going to go to the White House and yuck it up and do a photo op with President Tangerine, Donald Trump. And somebody had put out I guess it was a rumor because they denied it, but somebody had put out a rumor or a statement saying that they had all unanimously voted not to go. And I was ecstatic. I was like, cool. Because we figured that it was going to be one of three teams, either the Golden State Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the San Antonio Spurs. All three of them, I know from what they've said, you know, like LeBron James, Greg Popovich, who's the coach of San Antonio, Steve Kerr, who's the coach of the Golden State Warriors, Stef Curry, all of them have made statements throughout the past year that we all figured that, you know, one of those three, this was going to be like one of those moments. Well, I know that, I don't know, a month and a half, maybe it was a month and a half when half of the New England Patriots from the NFL, they were champions last season. They went, and I had said that all the brothers that went were high-paid slaves, you know, period. It's just, you know, $1 million slaves. You know, there is a book like that. If you think that I'm talking in hyperbole or just totally disrespectful out of it, read that book and then come back to me. And if you have an open mind, you'll agree, or at least in the same ballpark to what I'm saying, or why I'm saying that. So when later on that night, I guess they had spoke to Steph, Clay, the rest of them, even the owner, and they basically said that they would make that decision when they came to it. And I was a little disappointed, you know, and I tell you, if they go to see the president, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm going to, because basically what you do is, this is the thing here. Let's get this straight. This is not like Ronald Reagan when he ran, okay, you're a stark liberal and you don't like his ideology. Okay, this is not when the first Herbert Walker Bush, President Bush, came on. Again, it was a continuation of Reaganomics and stuff like that. So you had ideological differences. You had difference of policies and perceptions. But, okay, I could see that. When W was there, you know, again, that's a Republican or vice versa. When Clinton was there before he was messing around with Monica Lewinsky, there was a lot of backlash or backbite coming from people who were on the conservative side. But again, you know, you sort of respected the office. Donald Trump is a dyed-in-the-wool idiot, bigot, narcissist, homophobe, and keep going, and a womanizer, okay? This is somebody who you know has called other people and other races outside of their names, has treated women with total disrespect, is pushing policies that will hurt people who look like you and not people who are like him, the rich, the 1%. Because they hurting poor white people, and poor white people just, unfortunately for me to say it, I don't mean to be mean, but they just too close-minded enough to realize that they are putting people in office who go against their best interests just because they look like them. You follow what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. I wasn't really going to say anything because, one, I said that I wasn't going to do a show today, and then I just wanted to sort of digest what had went down and how I was, how I felt about it. Because I don't like to, be going off the side of my lip, not really working it. But I tell you what made me turn on the videos and was like, I got something to say. I said, let me check to see what other people are saying, because I've been on Twitter all day, so I know what we're saying back and forth, social media and stuff like that. But I wanted to know what the big boys, the print media, some of the mainstream media was saying. And the first thing I put Warriors and White House in Google, right? The first thing I come up is a column from the this is the Washington Post or the Washington Journal? Let me see. Hold on. Washington Post, okay? And the headline says, if the Warriors want to take a stand, go to the White House and shake President Trump's hand. The first thing I said is, I know this is a white person. I know, and you might say, well, damn, Rich, that's sort of wrong. You sort of categorizing. A true African-American would not have said that, would not think that way. Now, there's some coons, some born-again slaves, stuff like that would have co-signed that type of shit. But if it sounds like I'm irritated about that, I'm going to tell you why. First, I will acknowledge that I am extremely irritated about that. Not mad, not disappointed, not surprised at all, but I'm irritated because for 400 years, you can't even say 400 years. You can't even say 400 years. I want to say, really, if you go with the 250 years, I want to say, 250 years of slavery, almost 100 years of Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration. We've technically, African-Americans technically been free 50 years. So you have to say we got our full rights, if you want to call that, with the Civil Rights Bill, the Voting Rights Bill, that type of stuff right there, right? So that was in the 60s. A little bit more than 50 years, okay? But from that time and coming to the time, so I said maybe the last 100 years, white folks have always tried to tell us how to protest, how to basically take a stand. Let me explain something to you. This columnist is a female, right? And I'm not picking on her because she's a female. She just happened to step out there. So you want to step out there, I got to do you right there, okay? My mom, God rest her soul, used to have a saying, wherever you show your ass, that's when we'll get it. So she stepped out there, and I'm going to respond. Her name is Sally Jenkins, is a sports columnist for the Washington Post. I've also seen her on, I want to say, Sports Reporters, that type of stuff on ESPN. So I'm a little bit familiar with her. First thing she want to sit up here and say, this is the first, and I'm not going to read it all because it's trash, but it says, if the Golden State Warriors want to make a truly radical statement for the times, they could show up at the White House and civilly disagree with the man who inhabits it. The Warriors have some careful thinking to do, both individually and collectively, about how they will respond to the inevitable invitation to meet the president. They should consider their answer in light of the fact that it's becoming a revolutionary act to shake hands with someone you politely oppose. Since when? Since when? To African Americans. This is not, again, let me tell you something. When the WNBA champion is crowned, and there's a whole heck of a lot more Caucasian women that play in the WNBA than Caucasian men play in NBA. You know, if you break it out far as teams and the amount of people. I'd be pissed off, not pissed off. Yes, I'd be pissed off if that team win. He has shown complete disregard for women, for African Americans, for Muslims, which some people make that as a code word as black, of LGBTQ community. These are things that he has said make America great again. When was America truly great? I tell you that people that I have conversed with that do not look like me is when we were in chains, slavery, when Caucasian Americans had everything. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to share anything with anybody. So this is the type of man. So basically what she says is she wants a team full of African-American men to go in there and take a photo op with him. First of all, let me give people a little bit of knowledge. I've never met the president, but I know people who were and still are Secret Service men and women. Remember, I've been a cop for 23 years. I got qualified for the Dignitary Protection Program in Quantico, Virginia. The Secret Service put it on. I have fostered and developed deep relationships. They get, first of all, the whole team don't really get to speak to the president. And maybe in this case, it might be Kevin Durant. It's going to be the owner, and it might be Steph Curry, or it might be either one. It might be both of them or the other. Gets maybe 2-3 minutes with this man. Donald Trump is not listening to anything they got to say. And for you to sit around here and go up there and shake this man's hand and yuck it up, how is that making a statement? What statement is that making? And let me correct myself. That is making a statement. The statement is your ass is a big ass coon. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. That does not mean, oh, well, I'm going to politely disagree. What kind of bullshit is that? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then what infuriates me is when people, sorry to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, if this is not you, I'm not talking about you. But you have people like that trying to tell us, never walked a day in our shoes. Now, this woman is a woman, okay? Sally Jenkins is a woman. She's a middle-aged, looks like a middle-aged Caucasian woman. So she's faced oppositions. How many female columnists do you see, especially in sports? So I know she's dealt with sexism and stuff like that. But let me tell you one damn thing. Sexism, homophobia, obese shaming, stuff like that ain't got shit on being black in America. So you have no idea. I don't care if Sally Jenkins was married to a black man for the last 30, 40 years. You still have no idea how it is to walk in that skin. So how the hell are you sit up there and talk about with a headline, if the Warriors want to take a stand, go to the White House and shake President Trump's hand? Really? Just last week, Clemson went over. I'm not even going to get on the boy. He's a young man. He was raised in a single parent home and stuff like that. So he was being respectful. Not only, I bet you his mom urged him to go, and I'm talking about Deshaun Watson. I'm pretty much sure that his mom urged him to go to respect elders, that type of stuff. Dabo Swinney, his head coach, probably was like, look, I need you to come, this, that, and the third. But Deshaun Watson shouldn't have went. And he damn sure shouldn't have been sitting over there giving the president a pound. What is that? This is what people don't seem to understand. Okay, you have Latinas, you have Latinos, people who are in this country working, but they're in this country illegally. They've been in this country the majority of their life. They don't know when ICE or anybody's going to kick in the door and take them home. What do you think they think when they see a picture of Deshaun Watson or any other African-American, black or brown athlete shaking that man's hand? You want to talk about the statement? That is the wrong statement. But again, that is liberal Caucasians trying to tell us what is right and what is wrong. Bullshit. It's bullshit. You know, I read a little bit. It says, one or more common accommodations we make in American life revolves around playgrounds. When it comes to a scrubby baseball diamond in public park, we agree to suspend a hounding fury of political discourse to share the grass. That's bullshit. That used to be. That's not before. That's not now. Okay? But y'all read it. Just read it if you want to. I'm sick of reading it. But I went down to the comments because I love seeing the comments. I love the comments. And there was the first one that I saw is Hernandez Scott. Again, could be a Latino woman, you know, something like that. She says, thank goodness you were there to give them a history lesson on how black athletes should be concerned about etiquette when protesting. I bet Colin Kaepernick would be on the NFL roster if he only had thought of consulting you before his protests. The next one says, if Trump was just another Republican president, I might agree with you. But this man is a white supremacist this man with white supremacists in his inner circle. He's a liar, a cheater, a con man, and should never be legitimized. So again, you not in this part because just imagine what you would send, the sting you would give this man and his administration by not going. Imagine that. And everybody want to sit up there and talk about, oh, you know, people are going to be mad. People going. Let me tell you something. People gonna still pay their goddamn money. Period. All this, like when I talked about Colin Kaepernick and John Mara, the owner of the Giants, talking about he got so many letters talking about from fans of the Giants that said that they would boycott the team if they signed Colin Kaepernick. You know how much bullshit that is? They would boycott one game. Period. You know what the waiting list is to get season tickets for a game, for an NFL game? Are you crazy? They would sit up there, be a few of them out there acting stupid. Everybody else, hey, move out the way. I got to go sit on my seat. That's just a cop-out. So again, she sent in her almighty rhetoric, want to sit up there and try to tell people who don't look like her, who she's never understood. This, everybody's waiting. I don't care who you are. This has been on the lips of so many people when they can. I'm talking from talk shows to Twitter to other social media platforms to mainstream media. This is the litmus test. Right here is the litmus test. Because they figured that you got them slaves in the NFL, okay? They figured that a lot of people, a lot of brothers was going to go, you know. But they was like the NBA, that's 80-some-odd% African American, and look at the Golden State Warriors. I want to say half the coaching staff is African American, or, you know, quarter of the coaching staff. 95%. I think Zaza Pachulia is pretty much the only Caucasian, if you will, that's in the mix. I don't know who's the 13th, 14th, and 15th man on the bench. I have no idea. They don't ever get no rub, so who knows? This would be the litmus test. And I'll be damned if you're going to sit around here and try to make it seem like if they don't go to see the president, it's going to be something negative on them. You want to go and you want to make a statement? Why don't you get a bunch of your girls together and y'all go up there and shake the hand of the president. How about that? Don't you dare sit around there and try to tell us how to protest. Don't you dare. So that's pretty much my show. I know I'm pissed off some people, but it is what it is. I feel that he should not be legitimized, and I feel that them going to the White House to yuck it up with this man who is a racist, who is a narcissist, who is a homophobe, who is a straight bigot, surrounded by yes men and bigots. Look at his cabinet. You follow what I'm saying? His cabinet is full of old white men in the 1%. One white female who's also in the 1% who has no qualification for the job. And then one coon, Ben Carson, who hates his black skin. So this is the person that we're supposed to go, because again, like I said, I can understand if it was a summit. Let's just say, which we know ain't gonna happen, but let's just say him and Pence and Madigo, whatever, Omarosa and all of them, they get together a panel and they want some of the Warriors to come, and they want some of the NFL to come, and they just want to sit up and chop it up game. I still would think it's bullshit, but I say go. I say go. As long as we're not sitting around here taking a photo out. What we'll do is we'll take a picture after we're done. Because if you just call me up here to feed me some bullshit, then I'm an unass and you're going to be out of gas, period. Then you won't get anything. This is not it. This is a 5-minute photo op for the president. To sit around there, for him to sit around there and brag. Do you know what type of bragging he would do? Having all them black players, high-priced players standing behind him. Do you understand how he would do it? Like I said, miss me with that shit. I hope they don't go. And if they do go, I'm going to be very disappointed. Very disappointed. Because basically by going, all I say is you have capitulated to your bosses. You have capitulated to white supremacy, and everything that you said before is bullshit. So that's my 2 cents. I appreciate you guys coming through me. Like I said, if I pissed you off, I apologize, but it is what it is. If you come here, it's all 100. This is something that's been heavy on my mind and my heart, and I had to put it down. You know how we do. So, like it if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that that bell right next to the subscribe counter, so it'll let you know, it'll notify you when I upload stuff. So in the meantime, in between time, stay blessed, stay safe, always stay woke. Peace. I'm out.